It's the Center Fantasy Football Podcast.
Welcome to the party, pal!
Yes! Yes! Yes, this is my favorite part of the game.
Analyzing all of the league matchups week to week.
You can't win!
Get him a body bag! Finish him!
It is a bit above average.
I said this sucks, and basically so do you.
And discussing the boom, bust, and hidden gem players throughout the league.
We ain't found shit!
What the hell is Brett Favre doing here?
I'm in town to play the Dolphins, you dumbass.
Dan Marino should die of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Laces out.
Touchdown!
And here's your host,
Allow myself to introduce myself.
David Harbatkin. Hello and welcome to the Center Fantasy Football Podcast for Week 1 of Season 8. Welcome back, everyone. I am your host, David Harbatkin, joined by the Commissioner of the League and the Coach of the Hackettstown Hagglers, Mr. Gay Zaletzky.
What's going on, people?
And we are also joined by the other Hackettstown coach this year. And this week, the Jets to his Giants, the Chargers to his Rams. Manny of the Hackettstown finest, of Hackettstown's finest.
What's up? How are you?
I think they're all good. now that fantasy, well, they're all good except for Lombardi.
Yeah.
Who I guess, Geese, you wanted to address the incident from last night's draft, because I know there was a lot, like, nobody knew what was going on. I barely even knew what was going on, to be honest with you, as it was happening. But and of course I still get accused of anything because everybody accuses me of collusion no matter what it is. They always blame me. So whatever, I had nothing to do with this, really. But go ahead.
What was it? Who made up his nickname? What was it? Lombotomy? I don't know. Look, all right. As the commissioner of the league, I'd like to issue an official statement to the rest of the league. The matter was Lombardi accidentally pushed $60 for Odell Beckham Jr. and immediately called me afterwards and was looking for an immediate stoppage of the auction. And he was on a conference call with some of us, and that's why nothing was posted in the sidebar. I had a bunch of people saying, "Commish, hello." Yeah, the matter was being handled, and we decided that the draft was to continue. There was no mechanical error on the part of the website, and Co-Commissioner Harback would argue that even if there was, it would have continued anyway. We debated voting on it, and ultimately we paused it for 15 minutes and continued on. Everybody kept their picks. Matter is settled. Cooler heads prevailed. Lombardi did say thank you. He did leave. He was upset in the beginning. Obviously, he was emotional. But that's the beginning and the end of it. No need to belabor the point or have this story create a life of its own. We're looking forward to a great fantasy football season. So everybody, we apologize for the 15-minute inconvenience is all it amounted to last night. But let's move on to some fantasy.
And frankly, he got a good team. I think, that was the thing. Like, I understand that he didn't. That's not what he wanted to pay. I mean, look, I didn't want to pay $68 for Le'Veon Bell the year before, but I got stuck with him and I had to adjust to it. And I thought that he had plenty of room to adjust after that point. He had Odell Beckham and Mahomes at that point, and $83. There was plenty that he could have done. And frankly, I look at his team now, and I still think he has a good team, and I think he's going to win this week. But we'll talk about that in a bit. So I don't,
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I mean he has. Look at his receiving core; they're fantastic.
All right, we can cover Lombardi's roster in the matchup section. So let's move.
Well, we can also. Right. Well, first of all, we could cover everybody in the. Just overall, who do we think had one of the best? According to Yahoo, the best draft goes to the Whalers. His draft is let's see, best draft the Mighty Whalers, with the most projected season points based on weekly optimal starting lineups. So congratulations to him. Although the one year that I made the championship, I had the lowest grade. So we'll see how much stock we put into that. I don't even know. Who did he get? I mean, Watson, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Lockett, Todd Gurley, Damian Williams, Zach Ertz, Joe Mixon. I mean, he has a really, this is the best.
I would think
this is the best, according to Yahoo, that the league has to offer. Okay, all right.
I think he has a very balanced team from top to bottom, but it's not like, there's no one that really stands out on his team.
I 100% agree. I look at this team and I'm like, yeah, that's a good team. That's a quality team. I'm just surprised that I mean, I think that shows how shitty everybody's draft was, that this is the premier lineup that anybody could have gotten.
Yeah.
All right.
True. I agree.
I mean, who do you think had the worst draft? I think easily it was Nick and Jamie, in my opinion.
Yeah, Nick and Jamie. Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
I mean...
Well, they kept monkeying around with quarterbacks. They already had 2.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Yeah, their first 2 picks were Wentz and Once Upon a Time, and what's the other QB? Oh, did he drop him already? That was the second pick.
They probably
let's look at
Baker.
Transactions. No, I don't think Nick and Jamie have dipped into the transaction field yet. No, they have all their people.
They have all of their people.
People.
Well, let's see. Their people are Carson Wentz, Galladay, Ridley, David Johnson, Devontae Freeman, Delaney Walker, Alshon Jeffrey, Gostkowski.
No, that's not David. Wait, that's not David Johnson. That's Duke Johnson.
Oh, that's Duke Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Oh, it's even worse than I thought. You're right.
Yeah.
Because I was saying that, and I was like, oh, David Johnson. It's not that bad. No, it is that bad a team. Okay.
No, it's Duke Johnson.
How many tight ends do they have, too? And Derrick Henry, AJ Green. I mean, he was great 4 years ago and may play when he's out of his walking boot. T.Y. Hilton. Woo. Marlon Mack. I mean, that's what you want to do in this draft. You want to load up on Colts.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You don't have Peyton Manning throwing to you anymore.
You don't have Peyton Manning. You don't have Andrew Luck. You have Brisket.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Jacoby Brisket.
Yes. I don't know. They stood out as just terrible to me. I could be proven wrong. I mean, look, they always somehow end up having a good season. He's good on the waiver wires, but at first glance, I'm like, whew. I don't know. Well, I mean, I think Tillet had a good draft from what I remember. I remember being like, oh, that was a good team. But let's see. This is just all my recollection of looking at it last night. I have to actually look at it. So Tom Brady, Antonio Brown. I mean, he was already tweeting out how much he hates the Raiders this morning. Like on Instagram, he was saying like something about his like how much he hates them and all the fines he has to pay. But okay, Julio Jones, he's good. This is David Johnson. Okay, he has David Johnson and Fournette, who apparently is in a good mental state this season. Which always a good sign, I guess. O.J. Howard, fine. Clam Crowder, no. Zerline and Buffalo. And that's it. All right, I mean, they're fine. They're fine. I think, also, by the way, Eugene had a bad team. And he's already trying to make his trades, his Shafto trades. Manny, you welcome to the league. You've been introduced.
No, he thought I was like not, on top of it, and he just wanted to catch me off guard, I guess, for the new guy. Yeah. I wasn't falling for his crap.
Yeah, I mean he wanted to off the bat. Is this guy a sucker? Let me see. Because if he is,
when you hear someone walk up behind you and undoing their belt, you're about to get fucked. Yeah. That's if you want to watch your hiney. That's Eugene behind you. Hey, buddy, how about trading my top receiver for some guys I've never heard of? I don't think that's going to fly.
Yeah, so what was the trade that he wanted?
I wrote it down. I started like a Apple note of like dumb trade offers because I'm expecting to get a lot of them. It's Tyreek Hill for David Montgomery and Chris Godwin.
Yeah, I mean, like, no.
Wow. No, not happening.
Yeah, I mean, Godwin is.
Well, I don't know. That was before or after I was offered almost those same two stooges. I was offered Kevin Coleman and David Montgomery for DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he's trying to trade me two people that are on his bench.
Of course.
For one of my top starters. Like, why?
Why?
So had those trades gone through, he would have had the starting wide receivers Tyreek Hill and DeAndre Hopkins.
And Thielen. But I mean, and Amari Cooper. No, this is exactly what he did to Nick last year. What was it? It was Elliott he got, I think, for
the Allen brothers, Javorius and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Javorius Allen. Yeah. Which,
wow.
I mean, he's getting pretty desperate to begin with because, I think his team is not that good unless he starts adding some people and shafting them in trades. Hopefully, people will have wised up. I don't know, but anybody who makes a trade with Eugene this year, you will be mercilessly mocked on this podcast.
I didn't even know you guys. I think that was one of the fastest declines. I was on my computer when I saw the trade offer, and I hit decline like immediately.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't gotten one yet. I mean, I usually, whatever. I no love.
I mean, his receiving core is decent. Like Thielen is good in PPR, and Amari Cooper has, I mean, people like him, but he's a wideout. He's a WR2.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, but if you wanted to go into it, he hoarded $186 way, way late in the draft. And to have that kind of money, he watched all the good players go, and to come out with this rubbish is questionable.
Yeah.
And the
I mean, everybody else, I don't think, I guess we could go through all these teams as we go through them, but there's nobody else that really stood out as either great or bad in any of this to me.
Nick and Jamie is pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm saying other than the ones we've already mentioned. I mean,
oh, okay.
And clearly the Whalers is the cream of the crop according to Yahoo. So
I don't like Nick's team either. I think it's a pretty weak squad considering.
The Zamunda
Lions.
The
Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the name. The name is nice.
The name is nice, and I love the matchup. I love the matchup this week. We have Wakanda versus Zamunda. I kind of want to make my team from Narnia. If I wasn't so married to my team, I would be the Narnia wardrobes.
Oh yeah, you should mention the Kimmel timestamp. We'll do the best we can, Kimmel. But okay, there's only so many exotic requests we're going to honor this season on the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you think that it's an easy thing to do, but first of all, I think that would require me to actually listen to this podcast to do the timestamp. But I will do my best to write it down for you and feed it to you on a silver spoon, so you don't have to listen to all of the other. Don't be bothered by anybody. Are we going to just do personal podcasts from now on? Hello.
Just talk about.
Hi, Jim. Welcome to this week's podcast. This is for you. This is your own daily report.
Right. Love that Joker. Love that Tillet.
So, anything else standing out from the draft? I don't think that the prices were about what I pictured. There were some players that I think that went for a lot lower than they maybe had before, but the big ones, they all went in the 70s. It didn't get to the 90s. There were some predictions about that, which
I don't know who would pay me.
Dr. Hockey getting Saquon for 82 was that was a good move on his part.
Yeah, he has a solid
consider.
team. Yeah. He has a decent team. I think this is I think he's learned from his mistakes from last year, so I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the games. I guess we could start with the personal Tillet show, so you could start out right away. I'm gonna note this timestamp on the thing right now. It looks like it's 14 minutes into the show we started talking about you. I'll have to do some math to figure out how long the intro is, but somewhere around the 14-minute mark, maybe you want to start listening. All right, so this week's matchup.
Give or take. What do you want? Your weather report too? Weather report and what your stock prices are? This is a podcast.
I heard that Tom Brady had a haircut this week. Did you want to know that too?
Yeah, exactly. So want to know, huh?
Yeah, we could create a center app where we just push information to you about anything that we learn about your players. All right, so we have Dave's Secret Crush going against Tillet Trey team. I think this was a playoff matchup last year, if I remember correctly, and I mean Eugene ended up winning it, but I certainly think that Tillet is better this year. I think Tillet is one of the favorite teams, but you know, and Eugene has not had a Shafto trade go through yet, so right now the projection is 136.10 to 128.19 in favor of Tillet Trey team. So at the quarterbacks, we have Cam Newton versus the Rams going against Tom Brady versus Pittsburgh. Who do we like out of that combo?
Well, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly here on Tillet Trey team. This is a perfect chance for Tillet to get revenge for last year's playoffs. They did meet in the playoffs, right?
They ended their season kind of like you did the 2 years ago when you won the championship, where they just barely like squeaked in, and they won the first round against my completely decimated team, and then they went up against Dave's Secret Crush, and they had I don't remember what the score of the game was, but and I'm too lazy to look it up, but yeah.
Well, right now Eugene's garbage barge dumpster fire team is prime for the taking before he Shafto trades his way back into contention. So this could be really good for Tillet Trey. Brady versus Pittsburgh. I don't know what's going on with Pittsburgh D this year, but Brady still has his usual complement of weapons in the watered-down AFC. Cam Newton supposedly is back from his quote-unquote foot injury, but he's Cam Newton, so who knows? I mean, they just feed McCaffrey until it's 55. They're losing 55-0, and he does his Superman so he can get to the end zone so he can be, at least I score. But I don't know if he's going to keep Newton. It's the advantage there right now I would give to Tom Brady.
Yeah, but Cam Newton runs in the end zone once, and, he has more points than Brady. Brady's not. Well, the quarterback sneak, so is always in play with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Brady maybe goes for 3 touchdowns. Newton might do the same. I think it's kind of a wash there. I don't think anybody really stands out. Okay, so then the receiving core, we have Thielen versus Atlanta and Cooper versus the Giants for Dave's Secret Crush. And then Tillet has Antonio Brown versus Denver and Julio Jones at Minnesota. Where do we see the advantages here?
Oof. Well,
go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how much Brown likes Derek Carr and the Raiders. I guess he hates them already? Is that what the rumors are?
He hates them on Instagram. I can tell you that much.
I don't know. Who wants a player that's busy posting his Instagram and Twitter feeds about your personal communications with him and what you're finding him? This is the circus since day one.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I mean,
he's such a drama queen.
I mean, I have the whatever it was, the it's not a tweet when you do it on Instagram, whatever it is, a posting. Yeah. So he said, when your own team want to hate, but they're no stopping me now. Devil is a lie. Everyone got to pay this year, so be clear. And then he attached the letter that he got from the general manager fining him $40,000 for missing the Raiders preseason training.
First of all, the general manager is a generous term for looser janitor Mike Mayock. I don't care if you promote him to CEO. He's Mel Kiper's butt buddy. He's a loser. He sits there on draft day so he could be like king of the world for one day, while he gives some horseshit picks, and now he's general manager. Mike Mayock is a joke.
Well, whatever.
Anybody even know who Mike Mayock is? What the fuck is a Mike Mayock? That's what Antonio Brown must be thinking. Like, who is this clown?
Well, he's the guy who just fined you $40,000 for not showing up at practice. Yeah.
Right, and didn't Gruden say he would give back all the money if his team sucked? Well, he's in danger of that right now. It's $100 billion.
I mean, look, I've been saying for a while this team is planning for Vegas. They don't want to do. They don't care anything about it while they're in Oakland. They're building for years in the future. Look, Antonio Brown. He's for how many years has he just been the plug and play? All right, he's just he's going for you no matter what. This year, is Carr going to be able to hit him on the deep ball? I don't know. There's so many question marks surrounding him. I just don't know.
Carr can't stay healthy, but like 2 years ago, when I think they started the year, 9-3 or something, before he got hurt at the end of the season. I mean, he was pretty good.
Sure, but all right, but look at Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper last year couldn't do. I mean, how many times was it Tillet that had Amari Cooper? I mean, I would not be surprised if Tillet finds himself in an Amari Cooper-like situation that he did. I think it was like week 1 of last year, if I recall. All he needed was a point, or maybe 2 points from Amari Cooper in that last Monday night game, and he just couldn't get it, and he ended up losing. And now he goes with another Raiders wide receiver, and he could find himself in the exact same position again.
Isn't like John Gruden likes every single quarterback in the league, but isn't he a quarterback coach? Like, can he make him better? I don't get it. Like, he's made him worse, it seems.
I don't know. He's sitting on $1 billion right now that he has to give back, so it doesn't look good for John Gruden.
No. I honestly think if they're under 500 this year, they should fire him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let him go to Vegas, whatever. And the ultimate test of irony is that Dave's secret crush has Amari Cooper. So what? I mean, that would be absolutely hilarious if Amari Cooper goes to the other team, gets the points that Antonio Brown doesn't, and that's what costs.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yes. And as for Thielen, he's all right. I mean, he had a great streak that was broken. And he never.
Yeah, I'm not. He's fine. I'm not in love with him, but I think he's good. I think that the Minnesota. I think that they're focusing more on their run game this year, but we'll see.
And Julio down by the schoolyard. That's not a great matchup against Minnesota in Week 1. So right now, Tillet has 2 tough defenses his wide receivers are going up against, by the way. While, Dave Secret Crust goes up against Swiss cheese Arizona defense. And what is that, Munster Giants defense? They're Swiss cheese. He's going to be that'll be a good favorable matchup for Eugene at least.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so we're giving the edge to Eugene in the wide receivers, I think. Yeah. All right, running back.
Despite the name.
Yeah. All right, so then running back we have Aaron Jones and Chris Carson. Aaron Jones playing at Chicago tomorrow night, or actually tonight from when everybody's listening to this, and Chris Carson versus Cincinnati, and then David Johnson versus Detroit. And Leonard Fournette versus Kansas City. Oof.
Yeah, I got to go with Tillet Trey here, his 2 running backs. I think he has the edge, especially because Jones is going against the Bears defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although Chris Carson sucks, but he is going against Cincinnati.
Right, who sucks worse than him, so there could be some potential.
And Fournette against Kansas City, I mean, are they going to be really running it when they're down 50-0?
Yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
and Leonard Fournette slams his helmet down like a crybaby and gets ejected.
Yeah. It could be.
So I think it's a question of how much can David Johnson actually carry this team.
Got a rookie quarterback, Kyler Murray, who's going to throw 10 interceptions every game, so I don't know about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I might give.
Kyler Murray preseason looked less than impressive.
Yeah, I know. I might give the edge to Eugene here.
I mean, with all this going on here, Eugene actually has the favorable matchup. So
I know he does.
This is pre-Shaq too. Wait till we start sprinkling in shafted superstars.
I know, this is kind of dangerous. All right, Jared Cook going against Houston for Eugene, and then Tillet has O.J. Howard versus San Francisco. I mean, that New Orleans game is going to be a shootout.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, everybody says Howard's going to be fine, and then San Francisco. I mean, they'll dump it.
Yes, Jameis Winston, who gropes Uber drivers throwing the ball to him. He's done.
It doesn't matter. He'll still, he can grope the Uber driver on the way home after he dumps it off to O.J. Howard on the way there. He can call himself a lift.
All right.
I don't know.
I give the shootout.
All right. And then in the flex, he's got Jacobs. So that's that running back that he paid $25 for versus Denver.
How many people on the Raiders are on this matchup?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of Raiders.
Yeah, everybody's going to be staying up late Monday night waiting to see what happens in that game. Going against Clam Crowder versus Buffalo. Oof. I mean, look, Clam Crowder sucks, but he's on the Jets, who have nobody. So, I mean, and they like to go to the slot receiver, so maybe he'll get some points. But, I would definitely give the edge to the running back there for Eugene.
Eugene again.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Then you got
Bill's
Zerline.
defense is bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
Buffalo has no offense, but their defense is not
Their
atrocious.
defense is good. Right.
I don't know. And then you got Zerline versus Prater. Zerline, obviously, you go there, and then he's actually playing the Buffalo defense, so he's hoping his defense stops his own guy. Going against the Detroit defense. All right.
Defense stops his own guy. I like that.
And then you got the Detroit defense going against Arizona. I don't have that much confidence in Detroit, but I do have confidence in Kyler Murray throwing some interceptions. So,
Yeah.
I got to go with Eugene's secret crush in this game. I'm sorry. I'm looking at this.
Do you? I mean, that's embarrassing. He hasn't even made any Shafto trades yet. He's already favored.
I mean, do you see it otherwise?
I think it's pretty close. I think the running backs actually, I think Tillet Trey has a slight edge just because Aaron Jones is going against the Bears D.
Okay.
But the receivers and the QB, I like Eugene.
I mean, I think.
Oh, Eugene got a lot of check marks in his favor going down this list. I mean, I guess they got to go with him.
I know. I mean, just breaking it down. I would. I just don't see. I don't see why not, and especially at the flex
That's a lock
position.
of the week. There'll be more on that later. There's plenty of locks of the week this week in the other games, but it'll be close. But you know what? Sorry, Tillet Trey. I gotta give Eugene the edge. Surprisingly.
I know.
Interesting.
I know. All right.
Yeah.
So now that's been your game. Now you can tune out Eugene and Tillet, because we know Eugene only listens for himself as well. Okay, moving on to the next game. What do we want to cover next?
Well, let's do Manny's introduction into the league. We'll do Hackettstown's finest playing the Nick and Jamie garbage barge.
All right. Well, at quarterback, we've got Wentz versus Washington and Stafford at Arizona. Stafford.
Apparently, garbage pickup was last night as Nick and Jamie loaded up.
Yeah.
They're canisters.
out of their 5 quarterbacks. Oh, wait, I guess they dropped their quarterbacks. Oh no, they have Baker Mayfield that they paid a king's ransom for, and they're not even playing him against Tennessee. Really? Why would you pay all that money and then just nah? I'm gonna go with Wentz. Okay. I mean, it's Tennessee. Like if you don't have confidence,
I know. You're not going to get a better offense than that to play against.
Yeah, if you
or
don't
better
have,
defense.
I know if you don't have confidence in your man for that price against Tennessee, I don't know what to tell you. But okay.
Yeah, well, too bad you can't start both quarterbacks because Wentz is playing Washington.
Yeah, I mean,
No, he's probably better off starting Baker instead of one of his other garbage receivers and running backs. You know?
All right. Well, yeah. All right. So, I think Stafford's going to have a good game against Arizona. Their defense was atrocious last year, and I don't think they've improved it. So, I think Stafford's going to have a good game. At the wide receiver, we got Kenny Golladay and Calvin Ridley. Golladay going at Arizona. So you will be throwing to his receiver. But you have plenty of other options there. And then Ridley at Minnesota, going against Tyreek Hill at Jacksonville. Oof. And whatever one of I don't know. There's a million Williams that are always playing for the Chargers versus Indianapolis. Oof. Yeah, I'm going to give the edge to Hackett's Town finest there.
Well, unfortunately, Tyreek Hill can probably beat their whole team right now. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially against Jacksonville.
Eugene, I almost didn't have him if I clicked accept for Eugene's trade.
That's true.
You know?
Maybe if the Hurricane circles back around to Jacksonville and makes it so you can't throw a pass, you'll be in trouble there, but otherwise I think you'll be fine. Then at running back, so it's Duke Johnson and at New Orleans and Devontae Freeman at Minnesota versus Eckler and Bell. Bell's playing versus Buffalo and Eckler at Indianapolis. I mean, obviously you got to go with the running backs on the Hackett's Town finest. I mean, look, we'll see how Bell does.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a wild card because it's his first game back in a year.
Yeah. But, I mean, look, he's had a full preseason. The Jets, who else do they have? I mean, they have Sam Darnold. Everybody loves themselves some Sam Darnold. He sucks, and he's going to be giving it to Bell a lot. and you have Eckler in the, essentially, the Melvin Gordon role going against the hapless Indianapolis Colts. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, look, Freeman might do I think Freeman will be okay. Duke
will be good.
No. No. Duke Johnson is not doing shit. I mean, that's going to be a passing game anyway. So, yes, give the edge there to the running backs.
I mean, Duke Johnson's stock did go up after Lamar Miller went down, though.
Yeah.
I guess. But, Devontae Freeman walks around with, rocks in his helmet because he's a walking concussion. One hit, and he's out for the year. So, it's a risky injury move.
Yeah, I mean... But they have Derrick Henry and Marlon Mack. I mean, they have plenty of jabroni, next jabroni up. So they'll be fine. They have no problem filling that role, filling his 5 points a game. All right.
Yeah.
At the tight end, I mean, do we even have to discuss whether or not this is going to be? I mean, you got Travis Kelce going. I mean, that's all you have to say. I mean, look, Delaney Walker. He's been fine, but he's no Travis Kelce. Obviously, you give the edge there.
First of all, Manny is Chiefs heavy, so if the Chiefs lay an egg, then maybe they have a chance.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't see them laying an egg against Jacksonville. Just call me crazy, but whatever. All right. Then the flex, we have Alshon Jeffrey against Gallup. I don't like either of these guys, to be honest with you. I mean,
no.
And then who else do you have? I mean, I like your starting lineup other than your flex, but yeah, but it's not like Alshon Jeffrey is lighting up I mean, maybe look, I'll throw him a bone. I'll throw the garbage barge a bone and let him have Alshon Jeffrey as the better player there, but not by much.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Then you got Goskowski
It's
versus...
not a totally full. It's not a completely full waste management receptacle bin. There's room for garbage.
They do have a recycling policy over there. All right, and then Goskowski versus Pittsburgh and Marr versus the Giants. Whatever. I think it's a wash.
yeah.
And then Seattle defense versus Cincinnati and Minnesota versus Atlanta. I think those are two good defenses. I think Seattle actually will get more turnovers, and I think they'll do better. But
Yeah.
all that stuff down at the bottom doesn't even matter because the top is just gonna blow this garbage barge out of the water. It's gonna be like that garbage barge, or that ship was off the sea of the coast of California. Yeah, I see. I mean, first of all, the projection is 133.97 to 120.42, 60% favorite, and I think that's undercutting it. So yeah. Anybody not thinking that Hackettstown Finest is going to win this game?
As a matter of fact, this is the lock of the week.
I think it is too.
Right.
But we'll see. All right.
Which quarterback would you start, though? Stafford or Rodgers? Rodgers has Chicago, though, so I'm a little concerned there.
Yeah, no, I think Stafford against Arizona is a good play. I do. I mean,
okay.
but you have Rodgers. I mean, it's like one of those things. Like if you have Rodgers, you might as well play him. But I don't know.
Right.
But I'm looking at the matchup, I would go with Stafford. The only thing is you can't throw picks. But to who? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also lucky this week with the matchups. I think, the Chiefs against the Jaguars, and then I have a lot of Chiefs and Chargers. So Chargers with Indy.
Frankly, you could put Hooper as your quarterback one in this game, and I still think you'd win. But by all means.
Okay. Wow, what a knock to Nick and Jamie, but I'll take the week 1 win.
I love this week. I'll take the win week 1. Even though
All right, now who do we want to move to next? Anybody else?
We'll let Manny. Manny doesn't know any of these. Where do you want to go next?
Let's go to Gaze's game. Hackettstown Hagler.
All right. The repeat of the championship matchup from 2 years ago.
How many times we always start the season against each other?
I know, it's ridiculous. I think we started every year against each other. All right.
All right, the original team, the OG Hackettstown team, this newcomer.
Yes, the Rams of Hackettstown. Okay. So the projection is 129.74 to 125.55 in favor of Hackettstown. You're a 53% favorite. So looking at the quarterback matchup, we have Phillip Rivers versus Indianapolis going against Lamar Jackson at Miami. I mean, I think Phillip Rivers is going to have a decent game. I have no idea what Lamar Jackson is going to do.
But the Colts, you have to agree, the Colts have already nailed it in. They're demoralized. They're finished.
They're done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the only question is, are they gonna be blowing them out so much that they're not gonna do anything in the second half? That's the only question, really, at this point. To me,
it's dangerous.
Like I said, Lamar Jackson. I mean, look, I'm riding him until his head gets taken off at some point this season because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already discussed this. You cannot run in this league. Everybody is 6'4", chiseled, 240. Somebody's going to clean your clock and you're going to be done.
Right. But I don't know if Miami's going to be the one.
No, you cannot run around every play.
That's why I got Dak sitting on the bench there, just waiting for him to come up. But my RB/QB1. I'm going
RB3.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, my RB3 at quarterback position. I think he gets a decent. I mean, I don't know. We're taking this out for a ride. Miami is a perfect team to do it with because they're not good. let's see what happens. I think I will give, just based on knowledge of any, I'll give Phillip Rivers the edge just because of the matchup and the known factor there at least. But who knows? Maybe Jackson will rush for 100 yards.
No Melvin Gordon. Yeah. No Melvin Gordon. They're going to be slinging the ball around more.
That's true too. I mean, that's true too.
Well, hopefully not with Eckler.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. With your team, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're going to give it to Eckler.
Yeah, but honestly, he slings it to Eckler. I mean, like, you know, he throws it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he did to Gordon all last year. That's how he got so many points. It was just do these little passes and then run it off. But, yeah, I'll give the edge to Phillip Rivers right there for now. Then you got the receiving matchup. Obviously, we're going to give this to Hackerson before even looking at it, but you got Michael Thomas and DeAndre Hopkins playing against each other in the Houston with the Houston and New Orleans game. They're both playing against each other. On the other side, you have Tyler Boyd at Seattle. That's a tough matchup. And Dante Moncrief at New England. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you give the edge to the Hackerson receivers here. No question about it. But then you move to the running backs, and obviously...
Yeah, then things take a swing horrid direction turn once you get to the running.
Yeah.
You got McCaffrey at the Rams and Connor at New England going against Tyreek Cohen versus Green Bay, and Giovanni Bernard coming out of 2012 to play in this game at Seattle. You reach deep into Madden 12.
Well, here's the thing. We have LaShawn McCoy in there, but he's literally just signed with the Chiefs and just got his jersey to put in his locker. Hey, what's his play going to be? Get open? He doesn't even know the playbook.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, I mean, this is look. The whole matchup comes down to receivers versus running backs in this thing. As far as tight end, Hunter Henry versus Indianapolis. I think he'll do well. Going against Waller and Oakland versus Denver. He's a complete X factor. He was featured on Hard Knocks, and I liked him. He's tall, and Jared Cook did really well there last year. So hopefully he'll fill into that role. But I don't know. We'll see. But yes, I definitely give the edge to Hunter Henry there. And then when in the flex, we actually have two decent flexes. This is the first time I think that we've seen good flexes going against each other. You have Will Fuller at New Orleans getting a piece of that game, and Edelman versus Pittsburgh getting a piece of the Moncrief action. So yeah, we're basically watching the same games, and then we got our kickers going against each other. Well, Fuller versus Edelman. Who do we give the edge to?
Ooh. Edelman hurt his thumb recently, didn't he? Isn't he dinged up? Well, they took the plus on him, so he must be healthy.
Yeah, I mean...
I like Edelman. I think he was a steal of the draft yesterday.
He is.
To get him for $9.
Right.
That was a little surprising.
But, I mean, that being said, you know, the money is no longer relevant. It doesn't matter if you got somebody for $1 or you paid $77. They still got to go out in the field and play. But, look, I think Edelman will, without Gronk there, I think he will certainly get the volume that he will oftentimes get. I think that's where he's going to shine in this. I think Fuller, if he's going to do well, it's going to be on long bombs. So he's going to get it all in a couple chunks. I think there's more security in Edelman in this one, but Will Fuller could have a fantastic game, which he's had before. So it's more
one route, the fly route. That's all he does. But when he does connect on that, it's for big points.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, he could get. I mean, yeah, he could get 50 yards. So that's 5 points plus one for the reception. That's 6. Then 6. You can get a 12-point play like that. And it'll take Edelman all game just to get that. So.
I think Edelman's matchup is also better playing against Pittsburgh at home as opposed to at New Orleans.
Yeah, but those games at New Orleans, especially with Houston, they just fling the ball all over the place. So
true.
I think that's actually very competitive down there. And then we got our kickers going against each other. Lutz versus Houston and Fairbairn, whatever his name is, at New Orleans. I actually like my kicker because Houston just doesn't score in the red zone, so they stall and then kick it.
Right.
But Lutz will get, he gets a lot of points too. I mean, New Orleans is a high-powered offense. I'll give a slight end, but it doesn't matter. I'll call it even. And then Baltimore at Miami. I think that's a fantastic matchup. Going against Cleveland versus Tennessee.
Yeah.
Also not a bad matchup either.
Not a bad matchup, yeah.
So, what do you think? Wide receivers or running backs? What's going to take the day?
This is a tough one because your running backs are clearly going to smear my running backs. But your receivers can actually hold their own.
Yeah, Moncrief takes the Juju role, so, I mean, he might get some points.
Yeah.
Look, and with no A.J. Green, Boyd's the go-to guy there.
Yeah, but Boyd has a tough matchup at Seattle.
I know.
I would be surprised if they put up more than 10 points in that game.
I have to go with myself, so I'm gonna pick Hackensack.
And as usual, I never pick myself, so I'm gonna go with Hackensack as well. So
I gotta lean slightly toward Dave.
Yeah, I mean they're running back joke.
Running backs are crazy.
Yeah, so but it's gonna be a good matchup, and this is gonna be one that goes all the way into the Monday night game, I think, because you got Waller going. I mean, first of all, that Monday night Houston New Orleans game is gonna determine so much, and then we could find ourselves in a Tillet position again where we just need that point from Waller.
Yeah,
I can see that happening, but it's gonna be a close game, I think.
My season starts in week 2 when I play you.
Yeah, we can't all get a bye in week 1. Though I am grateful.
Yeah.
I have looked into the future, and week 7, which is my week without McCaffrey and Connor, I do play the garbage barge, so I feel good about that. I would actually rather have the bye.
Wow.
I know. Exactly. So I think I lucked out there. Because I still think I got a chance, even without those guys, to beat the garbage barge. So I will take a tough week 1 matchup versus.
Okay. All right.
So, all right. What games do we have left? We can. All right, well, let's move on to the Lightning Rods versus the Blues. And now, hopefully, Lombardi will, do stuff. Like, I mean, look, here's the thing. He still has a good team. This is not a bad team. As long as he takes out Gordon and puts somebody in there. I mean, who does he have? He's got to have somebody, right? Thompson?
He's got
bench is kind of bad.
Thompson, Bellagio, the Bellagio.
He has the Bellagio. Lombardi, go dig into the running back dumpster bin and pick yourself up a running back, and we'll see what happens. But your wide receivers are far and away better. But all right, let's get into it. So you got Mahomes versus Goff. Do we even need to debate this one? No. Obviously, Mahomes is going to blow him out of the water. Beckham versus Tennessee against Woods at Carolina, and then Evans versus San Francisco against Diggs at Atlanta. You're giving.
Yeah, he wins the run. He wins the receiver battle too.
Yeah, by far. But then you get into the running backs. So it's Royce Freeman versus Lindsey to see who fights for those scraps in Denver. Both running backs going on the same team. You don't see that often, but they each have a running back from the team. So that's a wash. Obviously, Elliott is going to perform better than Gordon, who's not in there. Though this is what I will say about Lombardi. If Gordon ever comes back this season, Lombardi, I mean, look at this team. I mean, if he had like a full working Gordon, and you have Mahomes, Beckham, and all these guys, I mean, my God, that is a team to really be concerned about. But until that point, not so much. Well, it's not even that it's not so much. It's just, and then what do you think about Elliott coming back? Like, do you think he's going to be ready by Sunday?
Nah, he's Ezekiel Elliott. He doesn't need to get. He can just take the whole preseason off like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
He just gave him $90 million. They're not going to wait for him to get back.
Unless he has like a domestic violence dispute or something in between then. Because he got his $90 million, so now he can just screw around.
Yeah, that's why he wanted the guaranteed money, so he could beat whoever he wants. All right, so, but I mean, still, he'll play this week. He'll do fine. I don't think he's going to have the monster kind of game that he normally would, which is why Lombardi just plug somebody in there and you'll be okay for this week. And I think he'll be fine in the future. Like I said, Lindsey and Freeman are a wash. Ingram versus Andrews, I mean, that's actually a good tight end matchup. Because, you know, when Lamar Jackson decides to not run it, he will dump it off to Andrews. And, you know, Ingram will get touches too because Eli is a gazillion years old and can't throw. All right. And then you have Keenan Allen versus Robbie Anderson at the flex. Keenan Allen going against Indianapolis. I mean, obviously you're going to give the edge to Lombardi there.
Yep.
You have the Rams kicker going against Butker. I'm going to give the edge to Butker. And then the Chicago defense for the Lightning Rods going versus Green Bay tomorrow night. And then Philadelphia versus Washington. I'll give the edge to Philadelphia against Washington. So right now the projection is 126.53 to 120.30, and that's with Lombardi not having an RB1. so he's only projected to get 6 points less without an RB1.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, let's see who's on the waiver wire for running back.
There's enough
Who
garbage
can he
you
pick up?
You could put in somebody for just get somebody who's going to get something. TJ Yeldon's out there, I think. I don't know. Chris Thompson's out there still. I mean, he could still get some third down points. You know, some receptions there in that three-headed monster, especially now that Adrian Peterson is whatever. There's people available. Look, just pick up somebody, Lombardi. I still don't understand the. I don't understand the frustration or being upset about any of this. You're actually fine. You're fine. Just go put out a team. You have a good team, and frankly, if Gordon comes back, you're going to contend for a championship, which is the most ironic thing.
Yeah.
So just survive this, and this is an easily winnable game. Just go get somebody. Because frankly, I'm predicting him to. If he gets a running back, I'm picking him to win. Somebody with a pulse, and you win this game.
Yeah, I agree.
And frankly, even if he doesn't get somebody with a pulse, he still might win. It'll be tougher though, because Elliott will get some points. But
look at his team from top to bottom. It's not terrible.
It's a
at
good
all.
team.
I mean,
I'm not a big fan of Lightning Rod's teams. I think he has, besides Zeke, if he performs his best, but other than that, it's not a great team.
No, it's not. This is a bad team. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're not quite the garbage barge, but they are the truck that loads the garbage barge. They are the Carlin James from Men at Work, the ones who go collect the garbage to go put it onto the garbage.
It goes from your driveway to the lightning rods to Nick and James. So Nick and Jamie, their garbage barge is floating into Hackettstown Harbor. Rod's garbage pickup is rolling into St. Louis.
All right, so let's move on to. I think that leaves us with 2 games left. All right, so let's do Whalers, the cream of the crop of the league, according to Yahoo, going against what's currently called Brian's team, the Millennials. So right now the projection is 135.82 to 127.18 in favor of the Whalers. So we have Deshaun Watson at New Orleans going against Matt Ryan at Minnesota. I'm going to give the edge to Watson, especially because of the matchup, but I don't think Ryan will be altogether awful.
True.
true. Anything at the Dome. Again, the Dome games in Minnesota, you just want to get in on that action. There's so many points to go around.
Yeah, and Matt Ryan does well in domes anyway. So, and it's Although, are they a dome?
True.
Isn't Target Stadium outside now or something?
For the Vikings?
Yeah. What do they have?
No, they play in a dome.
Okay. Well, then whatever. He'll still do well.
They used to play outdoors.
Yeah. All right. Well, whatever. Watson is doing better though. He's in a dome also, and he's playing against New Orleans. This is going to be a shootout. All right. Then you got Smith-Schuster. Everybody loves themselves some Smith-Schuster. Trying to fill in the Antonio Brown role. He might. We'll see. Going against New England. Then you have Brandon Cooks at Carolina. And then you have Tyler Lockett versus Cincinnati. That's a decent matchup for the Whalers. And then Landry versus Tennessee. That's a good matchup there too, though we'll see about how good Landry is. I'm going to give the edge to the Millennials, I think. I mean, Cincinnati is not good.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Yeah.
I think they're all like, middle tier to good running backs, but none of them are really great.
I think
to be honest.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, so I'm just saying in the wide receiver though category, you give the edge there.
Yeah. Thanks to the Millennials, despite the best draft according to Yahoo. Let's give the edge again to the Millennials, or this Millennials. The wide receivers will go there. The running backs is definitely debatable.
Well, all right, so you got Dalvin Cook versus Atlanta and James White versus Pittsburgh for the Millennials, and then you have Todd Gurley at Carolina and Damian Williams, I'm assuming this is, at Jacksonville. Look, I think that the Whalers running backs are both... I still don't know what's going on with Gurley. I mean, but I mean, like, if there's even remotely like the Gurley of old, he'll be fantastic, and that's a great pickup. Damian Williams, I mean, look, LaShawn McCoy is not ready yet. Like you said, he doesn't even have his jersey yet. So I think Damian Williams will get a bunch of carries, and the Kansas City running back has traditionally been good. I think Dalvin Cook's going to have a good season. I think he'll have a good game against Atlanta. And I think James White will do fine. I'm going to give the edge to the Whalers in the running back slightly. Not even slightly. I will give the edge to the Whalers in the running backs there. But I think the Millennials will hold their own.
Look, all four of these, the whole running back situation is dicey for everybody. Cook is injury prone. We don't know what we're going to get out of Gurley. Since he got paid, he's getting massages on the bench during the game. What a bold move.
Yeah. Gurley also, he never has 2 good years in a row. He always has like 1 good year, and everyone thinks he's going to be amazing, and then he slumps.
That's
true.
That's true too. I still am gonna. I think Damian Williams will have a good game. I mean, look, they put anybody in that position.
Their offense.
Yeah, and that offense. Exactly.
I mean, shit. Boy, definitely that situation is more volatile. Actually, the best out of the bunch might be James White. He just gets all the points all the time in New England for running back.
Yeah, he's just reliable.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, and then I mean, tight end Zach Ertz versus Njoku. That's a Njoku. If you're making me try to compare the two, obviously Ertz is going to be better there. Sony Michel. So he's going with 2 New England running backs going against Joe Mixon. I mean, the Whalers has a stable of B-level running backs, like all good RB2s. Maybe potentially a good RB1. I'm going to give the edge to Mixon there, even though he's playing Seattle. That's a tough matchup.
That's a high projection at points. I doubt he's going to get 16 points.
Yeah, that is a high projection. But I'll still give the edge over Sony Michel.
Yeah.
Crosby tomorrow night for the Millennials going against Justin Tucker against Miami. I think Tucker gets the edge there. And then the Rams at Carolina versus the Chargers versus Indianapolis. Ooh, I got to go with the Chargers against Indianapolis for Brian's team.
Yeah, the demoralized Colts, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I think this is going to be close, but I do think that the league's best projected team will actually come out ahead in this game slightly.
I think the Mighty Whalers also has a very solid bench. I like his bench.
Well, Well, so does Yahoo. Let's see. Golden Tate suspended, but he, Allen Robinson. Didn't somebody else have him, or is that somebody else? Alshon Jeffrey. I confused the two because they're both losers. Sterling Shepard, Josh Gordon, Singletary. Singletary.
I mean, for a bench, it's solid.
Yeah, sure.
Got some good.
Why is Millennials not playing Cooper Kupp?
Yeah, that's true.
That's interesting. Jordan Howard, Corey Davis sucks. Rashad Penny sucks. Scandaling. Valdez scandaling. No. All right. Yeah. I mean, I would put in a Cooper. I mean, I wouldn't go with.
Well, he can have the highest receiving core with Valdez, Scandaling, and Schuster Smith, the longest names in the league.
Yeah, the law offices of Smith, Schuster, Valdez, Scandling. Yeah, I'm going with the Whalers here, but
yeah,
I think that the Millennials will have a respectable game. All right, which leaves us with the last matchup. In our fictional African division, we have the Wakanda Panthers going against the what do you call it? The Zamunda Lions. My thing is not loading right now, of course. What is happening? Why is this going down? But yes, that's the matchup. I'll have to do this on my phone. Let's look at this. Well, why don't you guys start off with what the lines are, since I can't see any of it.
Yes, yeah, no problem. Well, the projections are the Zamunda Lions 135.01 to the Wakanda Panthers 128.66. So Zamunda Lions really getting a lot of projections here. You got David Carr, because Nick's a Raider fan, a diehard Raider fan, and he's playing against Denver, which could be a little dicey over there. And you got Drew Brees, of course, in the Dome against Houston. Obviously, you got, come on, you got to give the edge to Brees, right?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And then moving on to wide receivers, you got Devontae Adams. Clearly, a lot of people have this guy projected as the number one receiver in fantasy football. I mean, you can argue that easily. But
he's playing Bears D.
Yeah, he's playing the Bears D, though. That might slow him down a little bit, but he's going to get his looks.
And
then
especially since that's like a rivalry game anyway, they'd love to do that. So yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. And then you got Cortland Sutton for Denver, and then T. Williams. Who the hell's T. Williams?
It's Tyrell Williams.
Tyrone, Tyreek, whatever. So who knows who that guy is? So I would definitely give the edge to the Wakanda Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, you got three dog shit receivers and then Devontae Adams. So that's the only ones that can get points, and obviously you give the edge to Adams there. All right. Then move on to running backs.
Yeah, running backs, we got it's a lock. Saquon Barkley, game over.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saquon at Dallas, Kerryon Johnson at Arizona, Nick Chubb. Everybody has a little Chubb for Nick Chubb going against Tennessee, and Mark Ingram at Miami. Oh, I definitely give the edge to the Wakanda Panthers here. Kittle versus Olsen. You got to give the edge to Zamunda. Though Olsen could do well. I'm not saying it's not possible, but obviously Kittle will be better. Kittle going at Tampa Bay. And then in the flex, he's going with Alvin Kamara in the flex. Why not? That's just an insult. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to put Kamara in the flex. Going against Deshaun Jackson. I don't care who he goes against. Kamara obviously wins that matchup right there.
That might be the best flex of all time.
Jay Myers, the Seattle kicker, versus Cincinnati, and Robbie Gould at Tampa Bay. And then Dallas defense versus the Giants, and the New Orleans defense versus Houston. I guess he's hoping for turnovers there because it's definitely not going to be on points.
Yeah, probably the Dallas D.
Yeah. I mean, overall, so Nick is so Zamunda is favored over Wakanda. That's interesting.
They are.
I don't know if I agree with that. Though, well, okay, so yes, I know Kamara's in the flex, but let's say we put him right against Saquon. So that's almost a wash.
That's one of the few players who could be a wash with Saquon, though.
Yeah. So then Ingram. So basically, you're doing Ingram versus Chubb or Kerryon Johnson, and then whichever one of those two that you don't do, you're doing against Deshaun Jackson. Okay. So then the question is, can Devontae Adams win this game? Because Watkins is terrible, and he doesn't have anybody else.
Yeah.
So this is actually a closer game than one would think.
Yes. A lot of thought put into this prediction here. This is very difficult, actually.
Yeah, it's very.
You don't want to disrespect Nick and Kamara or Odwin with Saquon.
Well, he also has Devontae Adams with a tough defense. Since Devontae is going against a tough defense, I probably would lean towards the Zamunda Lions. So I think his best players have easier matchups. Kamara with Houston, that's going to be a lot of points. Chubb against Tennessee.
Let's not forget about Kittles and Bits.
Yeah. And let's
I would give it to Zamunda.
And let's also not forget the fact that Wakanda has not won a game in September since 2015.
Wow.
I mean, when was the last time? When was the last time he won a game in September? When was the last time he won a game in October?
Does he play Nick and Jamie in September? I mean, he'll get a win.
I think he'll get a win against a lot of teams in this league. I just don't know if he'll get it against Zamunda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is actually the best matchup of the league of the week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do give the slight edge to Zamunda. But yeah, I mean those wide receivers are terrible. But I mean, he's got so much. I mean, between the running backs and then you add Kittle in it, I mean, oof, that's just tough. Yeah. Zamunda. All right. So then there's our predictions for the week. Who is your lock of the week? I think we all know who that is.
It's Hackettstown's finest over the floating garbage barge.
Yeah.
The lock of the week.
Yeah. And then.
So if I lose, then we're going to be talking a lot of trash about my team next week.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
A lot of pressure.
Yes, you do have pressure to win in your bye week.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose. You never want to lose in your bye week. There's nothing worse than that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, what is your upset of the week? Who would
it would have to be the garbage barge over. It has to be the same game.
No, but I mean, that would be the upset of the week if it happened. But I'm saying, what do you think? The upset of the week is who you think will actually pull off an upset based on the projections.
Oh.
Who's most likely to pull off an upset?
Well,
I mean, I guess technically the Blues. For me.
Yeah, because.
Or Eugene. I guess Eugene's team. Dave's secret crush. I think, Dave's.
I would say Eugene's team is the bigger upset because, Kimmel, it looks like he's good to go playing Eugene pre-Shafto trade.
Yeah.
But that might not be the case.
Yeah. Manny, an upset of the week for you?
Yeah, I would have to agree.
Right.
Blues.
All right, Blues. Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. Right. I think either one of those two could be an upset. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's exciting to be back. For all of us except for Lombardi, apparently. But hopefully, Lombardi, you realize the talent that you have on your team. And if you don't like it, I guarantee you there's some teams in this league that would like to trade with you. Please do not trade with your office mate, because just don't. But other than that, I know that there's plenty of teams that will entertain a trade for your guys, and I don't know who you had a heart on, but you know, the LB is always available.
Hey, I'll take Odell. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some Odell to add to Connor and McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Though, to be honest with you,
for $61.
Yeah. In fact, I'll mail you $61 if that's what you want. Do you take Venmo? All right. So, any other thoughts on this upcoming week? I have not much else.
Nope, I think that pretty much covers everything.
You guys all have red zone?
No.
No, you don't? So how do you watch all the games?
I either use Reddit to steal some games, or although I might be at a house where they have where they have something. Otherwise, I don't really care about actually watching football. It's all about the it's too frustrating sometimes for me to actually watch the games. You get deceived. I mean, you're like, oh, that guy looks good, and then you find out, wait a minute, he only had 5 points. What the hell? Whereas if you just focus on fantasy, you're like, oh yeah, this guy's good. Who you think is terrible, but no, he had 31-yard dump off catches.
Right. Yeah. True.
But yes, I generally try to. I get my iPad up and I start watching a lot of the games on Reddit that are not whatever my local shit name is. Which I guess
so Reddit has like all the games, like, because I think if you watch this on cable, then they, black out. You get the local games, but you don't get or the national games. You don't get everything.
Yeah, but it's like Napster. So you're like, I mean, the feed will cut out. It's like some guy like putting it up to his screen. I mean, no, not exactly that bad. It's like they'll link it into their computer until they kick it down. So you're constantly, futzing with the different feeds. But it's a way to get it for free for some of us cheap asses.
Hey, do you have Red Zone?
Yeah, I got DirecTV. I got the Red Zone. I watch it.
You got the Red Zone. Okay.
And he has like 3 TVs up in his house, watching it all the time.
Football season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure me and Geese will be talking all day since we're playing each other, especially.
Yep. Yeah. Good luck, everybody. Manny's the bye week, so it's a loss for him. So good luck in week 2, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, not too much luck in week 2. Just
All right.
Okay.
Maybe you'll be out of practice, being that you haven't really played until then. So or I will be battle tested. All right.
Well, I have the Chiefs and the Chargers, so those are my teams this year.
And you get to play the garbage bar twice this season, so lucky for you.
Oh wow, beautiful!
He's floating into the Hagerstown Harbor 3 times for the garbage barge.
There's a lot of garbage that's got to be picked up,
Oh man!
All right. So with that, everyone, good luck, and we'll see you next week. All right. Bye.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Bye.